TJ Feeney. Due to current COVID restrictions here in Ireland, I'm left wandering around outside the maternity hospital while my wife is inside getting her scans. While walking around, I see a building known as the Scientology National Affairs Office. It's on Marion Square. I've never heard of this before. Is it the same as the Office of Special Affairs or something different? Only a few years ago, Scientology moved to an ideal org outside of the city in a huge, always empty site. Surely this small office could be housed there too. Hey TJ, thank you for this question, and good observation. The Church of Scientology's National Affairs Office, and they have one there in Ireland, they have one in Belgium, and they have one in Washington, D.C., are meant to cater specifically to government contacts and VIP contacts, business contacts, people in the secular world who might not want to or shouldn't be connected or, going into a Church of Scientology, but they could go into this more secular office of Scientology, or at least secular appearing. I mean, it's not like they deny that they're Scientologists, but their goals are much more public-facing, influencing policy, legislation, government officials, safe pointing, which is the activity of making allies of VIP individuals in and out of the government sector, business sector, private sector, etc. If Scientology has any kind of interests in an area in terms of PR area control, it's that office that's going to be running that show. And that serves a number of functions. It keeps it off the lines of the church, so the church staff, why is it not in that building? Well, it's so that the guys who are doing all the services and delivering everything, they don't have to think about or worry about any of that stuff, right? They're really apples and oranges. What the National Affairs Office is doing is nothing to do with the delivery of Dianetics and Scientology services. The orgs are only supposed to exist to deliver the stuff, right? They're not there to do a whole lot of community activity stuff. I mean, it's part of the function, but the primary function is service delivery. The primary function in the National Affairs Office is PR area control, safe pointing, and of course, the dark side of OSA, the Office of Special Affairs. And yes, you were right, it is fully the Office of Special Affairs who are running these offices. There's just Sea Org members who are in there. And if they have, black ops or dirty ops, or they need to meet with people of an unsavory nature, way more plausible deniability between the church and this office if these people aren't going to the church, right? They can go to these offices. Not that they have, sleazy PIs walking in and out of these places either. They're trying to keep up a public face, but you get my point. There's a layer of deniability and less transparency and all of that. So basically, that's what these national affairs offices are about. They're supposed to basically be dealing with things at a country or national level, right? They're not just for the city or area that they're in. So that's what I can say about that with any real certainty. I can certainly speculate, of course, that there are, all kinds of shady activities going on in them, or not. I mean, the other thing about these offices is that they're really empty a lot of the time. I mean, the Scientology is toxic and is very unpopular. And so it takes some real dedicated work on the part of these people to make the inroads that they need to into the governments, especially over the last 10 years or so, since it's been so, it's been a bad thing to publicly to be connected with or associated with Scientology in a government function or at a government level. Yet it happens, and we find out that Scientology has allied all kinds of people and at state, local, county, and even federal levels. Okay, that's a thing. And if you think it's not, well, it is. Okay, so Scientology can gain a lot of influence and can can get a lot of heads ups about things before anybody else knows, can get, like warnings, and can also, be influencing people or situations that you'll never know anything about because you won't know Scientology was ever connected with it in any way. That's the kind of stuff that would run through these offices, right? And they are kind of extension units of the Office of Special Affairs. So there you go.